Welcome to the Kate Molland channel. My podcast is now in progress. Let's tune in.
All right, so here we go. All right, so we're talking about, walking right into the area or the arena where you're going to find your type of man.
Okay.
And being bold about it.
Goodness.
By just saying, I'm looking for a husband. Does anybody know anybody that works in this profession that is single, that would like a girl like me? I'm going to leave my number. Now, I know that sounds crazy. What are your thoughts?
That's very forward, and just that's very vulnerable.
But now you see what men go through. And men can do the same thing and be accused of all kinds of wrongdoing.
Goodness.
And also appear as a threat.
Yeah.
A man walks into a place and says, "Hi, everybody, I'm kind of looking for, I was in a thrift store. I go in there sometimes looking for old electronics or books or whatever. And there was a guy that walked in and he just started shouting. He says, I have an announcement to make. And of course, everybody stopped to listen to this weirdo's announcement.
Well, yeah.
He says, I'm looking for a pair of used panties for my girlfriend. Which section are the used panties in? And so I thought that was a strange question.
That's creepy.
Now, that's my point. Now, he probably was looking for a pair of used panties for his girlfriend, but I think it would have been better had the girlfriend come in and shouted that out. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody should shout that out.
Where's the panty section?
But they actually said we don't sell those here.
I can see why.
Yeah, so obviously he had to leave. So that's my point. If a woman went in there and shouted that out, it would have been very different having a man shout that out. Because the man put terror in the eyes of every woman in the place. They all wanted like security to walk him to the car, knowing that that man was lurking outside the front door. If a woman would have said that, probably would have been a little bit different. Said, oh, well, I don't know.
Go back on the internet, sir.
Or do something weird. Now, here's another point on why, or another valid point on why I feel that women are born to be successful or to be more successful than men. Now, for example, if there's a party, right, and a guy just stood up at the party, everybody's just talking, maybe 30, 40, 50 people in there. He goes, excuse me, everybody, while the movie, we're at a party. Okay, imagine in your mind there's a party with about 30, 40 people there. And a man stands up and he says, I'm just here to make an announcement. I came here solo, but I'd like to leave with a date. So if there's anybody here that is single, any female that is interested in me or looking for a boyfriend, could you raise your hand so I can get to know you? And the question is, how many women would raise their hands? How many women would speak up and say, well, I'm looking for a boyfriend? I don't know, probably not. They would cringe and say, what a creep. Doesn't he have a better way of letting it be known that he's single? Now, if a girl, even if she was tipsy or sober, were to say, I have an announcement, everybody. I came here single and I'd like to leave with a date. I'm looking for a boyfriend. Is anybody here looking for a girlfriend? Will you please raise your hand? How many single guys do you think would raise their hand?
I'm guessing men are more receptive to this.
Either they're more receptive or they're less successful. And I'd like to believe that they're less successful because men are on call to be successful. That's just how it goes. And, in every relationship that I've ever been in, every girl that was ever with me was with me because they believed we were going to be a successful team together. In acting or in book writing or in a YouTube channel. They really believed that we were going to be successful.
Okay.
And now, well, except the last one. The last one just wanted me to be a successful participant, on the couch watching Wheel of Fortune.
Oh. Well, okay.
And I'm not a big... Wheel of Fortune's a good game. It's fun to play in Vegas on the slot machines, but I can't see myself watching Vanna White and Pat Sajak, hour after hour after hour, every single day, like as if they're friends of mine, opening their act with a beautiful dress on Vanna White and him cracking, a rather cornball joke and the audience applauding at everything that he does. That's great. I do admire the money that they both make.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that intriguing. But just to sit there and play the match game.
Working 3 months a year sounds really awesome.
Yeah. And then what's also not fair is that when I'm with her She plays Wheel of Fortune very well. She'll get all the puzzles. But then when we jump to Jeopardy and I've got all the really cool answers, she goes, we just need to shut that off. Like, what, I'm not allowed to be me?
No, you're not allowed to be smart. You're not allowed to be
yeah.
smart in that household.
Not only that, but I wasn't allowed to coach women or mentor women at all when it comes to dating. So that was a sore spot with her.
Okay.
And so, yet she was willing to accept me as I was, just being some kind of a, teacher of journalism.
But this is, I think, a common problem with a lot of women, though, is that they'll like you as long as you don't do the things that they disagree with. So you can't do the things I disagree with anymore, but I like you as you are, but just don't do those things that I disagree with. And those things that she disagrees with are actually part of your innate character, and there's no eliminating those from you. So she's trying to change you. Oh, I like you, you're great, but we need to fix this thing. You're not allowed to do that anymore. And that creates conflict.